guys, it's Beverly. I wanted to come on here. I wanted to come on here and show you some stuff I've been making and some stuff that I bought and, just chit chat. So the first thing I want to show you that I made was out of this Cinder Snowflake yarn. It says Ultralight Fashion Chunky Cinder Snowflake, and it was donated to our crochet club, and here is the blanket. Now I couldn't wait till it was over. And you can see my blanket's a little wonky here on the side, but what I'm considering that as part of my design. My in and out design. We had 3 colors, obviously, and so I did 2 rows of each color, and I started out, I was going to do the Pipsqueak blanket, I think it's called, because it kind of reminds me of Pipsqueak, but you can't see your stitches. I mean, I could have used a bigger hook. I think I used a K hook. Yeah, I know I used a K hook. And so I chained 101, I think it called, for the Pipsqueak blanket. And so I started the first row or so. And I wasn't able to see the stitches, So, and what this is like some cord, real thin thread or cord that has some fuzzies coming off of it. And so I decided that what I was going to do, rather than giving up, was I was going to do double crochets, and then in the space between the double crochet, I would do the next row. And so that's kind of how I did it. And I made it through. So I did 2 rows of pink, and then 2 rows of white, and 2 rows of blue, and on and on and on. And I couldn't wait till it was over. So I didn't measure it. I mean, I was measuring it when I was making it. But I'm glad it's over. There's still some more of this left, and I think I'm going to put it in the stash and let somebody else fight with it. But it made a nice blanket. The texture's nice, that it's fluffy. It's good. And I don't really think there isn't stuff falling off of it. So initially, there's a little bit of fuzz, and I think it's a machine wash. And then do not tumble dry. May be dry cleaned, warm iron. So made in England. Each ball was 50 grams, 100% polyester. Yep. And it was nice, but it really wasn't fun to work with, this kind of yarn. Okay. You guys, wait till you see what I bought now. The new Caron anniversary cakes came out. Now, I have never bought a Caron anniversary cake. I guess this is supposed to go over the top. Like that. Because remember, these used to bust open, and see, now they got this crossed up. So, this is the Caron anniversary cake. And it's in the dots, rainbow dots. And when I saw this on the website, I just kind of fell in love with it, because I think that the colors are beautiful. and I could see a blanket out of this. Now this says it's a number 6 bulky, but I have been working with several bulky yarns lately, and I don't think it's that bulky. I mean, you know, I don't think it's that bulky. It says it's a bulky 6, but I don't really think that it's that bulky. And so I have several patterns in mind for this. Color Me Bold collection. 100% acrylic, 35.3 ounces, 1,000 grams. And let's see, what crochet hook is it recommending? An L. Okay. And you can knit with it, of course. Do they have a picture of what it looks like knitted up? Yeah, they do. Well, not really. Because this is, well, maybe it is. But I don't know what colorway this is. The picture on here is not the dots. See, there's a pattern. But this is not the dot. That pattern is not for the dots. Because, you know, I didn't get excited over the other anniversary cakes. But the dots, I got excited about the dots because I think they're just so pretty. Okay, so I got this. And I ordered it off of the website. And I thought I marked it for pickup. No, I marked it for shipping. So I went to the store to pick it up. And of course my order wasn't at the store. But the lady said, well, you could go ahead and if we have it in stock in the store and then just cancel your shipping order. I said, oh yeah, I could do that. I said, I think you guys got it in the store. So I went back, I saw it, I bought it. But I haven't canceled my ship order because I love it so much. So now I'm going to have 2 rainbow dots. Guess what else I bought? I bought another one. This is, what is this? This is sweet and sour dots. I don't know if I can do these both together. See the difference? Not much. I guess the red is more red, and then here it's kind of purpley. Now I'm going to have 4. I did a thing. I did a thing. Okay, so these were on sale. So let's see, what were they? They were normally $39.99. I got them for $27.99. And I'm very happy. Okay, now let's talk about patterns. Because you guys know I like to always give out patterns of what I would do with the yarn. Now, the first pattern that comes to my mind for this yarn is the Days Gone By Lapgan. Remember I told you that was in the February Crochet World magazine. And I've made several of those, and that pattern is kind of ingrained in my brain. But I brought on some other patterns here that I've been collecting that use 5 and 6 weight yarn. Let's see, is this a 5? I don't see it on there. So I brought these patterns out. Okay, now this one here is not available on the Yarnspirations website. I have a tutorial for this on my page or on my channel. It's called the Crochet Diamond Stripes Baby Blanket. And it was using Bernat Baby Blanket. And I looked on their website before, because see, this came on the label. And I think this was made, probably can't find a date. You know how it is. I think this pattern was made when they were still Red Heart. But I can always email you a copy of this pattern if you would like it. So take a look at my tutorial. It's the Crochet Diamond Stripes Baby Blanket. And I'll find it and try to link it below. But it uses, you know, the Bernat Baby Blanket. And I like it. I'll try to show it. It's kind of hard. There's a picture of it. You know, and of course it's going to glare. But this is in white and seafoam. And it has that drop stitch that goes down the row before. And I really, really like this pattern. Now, I probably wouldn't, you know, do it for this, you know, because you're not going to see it that good. But this is an excellent pattern for a number 5, number 6 baby weight yarn. And this pattern calls for the USL hook. And again, like I said, if you were interested in this pattern, I can email you a copy of it. Okay, the next pattern, now this one uses a bulky 6, but you could do a 5 or 6 with it. And I think I even made this with a number 4. This is from Yarnspirations, Bernat Crochet Square Flair Blanket. And I believe this starts from the center and works out. And it's kind of like a modern granny, because you have a row of, I think, chains, and then you do a double, you do the granny stitch over the chain row. But here's the pattern. And let me move this so you get a little bit more light, hopefully. And it's really a nice pattern. I'm going to link it below. And I've recommended this pattern before. Crochet Square Flair Blanket. And Bernat Blanket is what they're using. And I don't think, yeah, you can make it as big as you want. Yeah, this is one of those patterns that I liked it so much I printed it out twice. So, you know, I had to make it for sure. Now, this one here, I haven't made this one. But this is the Bernat Relaxing V-Stitch crochet. So, some of you people really like the V-Stitch. It's relaxing. You can watch TV. It looks like I even made this in a number 4 because I have a note here. So, it says here for this pattern to do 117 or multiple of 3 plus 6. And I made this with worsted weight, and I did 132 for worsted weight. And I don't think I color and controlled it like this though. But anyway, so it's a number 6 V-stitch. And I can turn it around and you can see how they striped it. And it's the Relaxing V-Stitch Baby Blanket. No baby in there. Relaxing V-Stitch Crochet Blanket. So again, this is a pattern you could use number 6 or number 5. Now this next pattern is an oldie but goodie. This, you know, because you can tell by the format here. This is a Bernat blanket, baby blanket pattern. And it's Bernat baby blanket from the middle baby blanket. And it uses Bernat baby blanket. Let's go right up here and you can see it's from that. Again, you know, a 5 or a 6. Now, those patterns are from Yarnspirations. These two are from Premier. Okay, now this one here, it doesn't say, but it uses that retro velvet and a K-hook. It's called, what's it called? Split Shells Throw, and it's a beginner level. And it says to chain 111 and use a K hook. And you probably won't be able to see it. I'll hold it up a little bit. And see, that's with this like 5 or 6 yarn. And then this last one is called the Forest Throw. And this is used with the Premier Yarn Parfait XL Speckles. It says to use a P as in Paul hook. And normally what I do is I have an in, and then I have this little gray hook that doesn't have any, and they're big. So I just, the biggest hook in my stuff I do. And it says to chain 44. And it has a length and width of 42. So you can always tell when you're doing it and then decide to pull it out early. I don't know if you guys follow Ophelia Talks, but she has a rule, and I think it's a good rule, that if you're not sure whether you want to make a pattern or not, do 5 rows of it. You can usually tell before you get to the 5th row, but her rule is do 5 rows of it, and if you're not digging it, take it out. So I think that's a good rule, because I've had blankets and it's like the first row just doesn't, I'm not feeling it, or you're doing it and you think you've chained long enough and it keeps creeping in, like that pink, white, and blue blanket. My first row was 33. Then it started creeping in to 31. And then I was fighting to keep 72 stitches in there so that it wouldn't end up smaller at the top than it was at the bottom. But 5 rows is a good feel. You know, like for example, that pattern, Days Gone By Lapgan, it has a 6-row repeat. And so, you know, you do rows 1 and 2, which aren't actually the repeat. And then when you get to 3, 4, 5, up to 8 is the actual repeat. So if you're not digging it, when you finish the first repeat, just take it out. Pick another pattern. So like I said, these patterns, I'm going to list them below. If you would like a copy of this Crochet Diamond Stripes, I can always email it to you. And my email address is in the description. So you could just whip me out an email at crochet6521@gmail.com, and I could send you, you know, because I contacted Yarnspirations via email on that pattern, and they said, oh no, it's not one of ours. The logo is all over the label, so at some point you have to just, okay, fine, and move on. Oh, and also, my last video was about the Hobby Lobby box that I purchased that was the 12 Days of Christmas. And I asked you to reply to that video whether I should open the 12 Days of Stitchmas on the 1st or the 12th. And so far, I had 2 people that said open it on the 12th. And the rest of the people said to open it on the 1st. And Leah, hi Leah, she's like me. She says, I'm too excited to wait to the 12th. So, anyway, so right now, December 1st is when we're going to start opening our advents, because I have the Bella Coco one and the 12 Days of Stitchmas from Hobby Lobby. So anyway, so that's what's going on. I bought more yarn than I should, but I'm having a great time. Let's see, this week I sold a football hat. Check out my Etsy store. Right now, it's not on there, though. The baby football hats are on there. I sold a football hat, a pair of owl fingerless gloves, and a blue baby blanket. So I made the blue baby blanket. I'm working on the gloves. And then I can move on, after I make the football hat, to some of these fun yarns. So I'm going to turn on my laptop right now so I can start uploading this video. and post these patterns for you guys. So, love you guys.